Hey everybody, how's it going? Andrew back here with another point. So I don't know, just as always, you might want to turn your volume a little bit down because I don't have the best quality. I'm sorry, I wish that I did. You might be able to hear a lot of background noise, so I got the mic up real close to my face and I'll be talking loud enough that hopefully you'll be able to hear me if you turn your volume on your computer, phone, whatever, tablet, whatever down enough that you won't hear the background noise, but you'll still hear me. Hopefully that'll work as always. Yeah, so I feel really guided to make this video. I feel like it's a very important video, and it's something that a lot of people struggle with. I know it's something that I struggled with for a long time, and what that is, of course, by reading the header, you should hopefully know, is just knowing that you're in the right place, knowing that you're going the right direction, knowing that everything is happening as it's supposed to happen. And some people don't even believe in fate. Some people don't even believe that there's already a carved path, that your whole life is already predetermined. Like, some people, the interesting thing about the whole topic, right, is that even if your life is all predetermined, you can waver. You don't have to follow this path because we have free will, right? So even though your path is carved to get you to where you want to be and to have everything beyond your wildest dreams, if you're not on that path, then you can limit how much of those benefits you get. You can limit the amount of spiritual, lessons and life lessons that you're able to take in during your life, just by simply not being on the path that you're supposed to be on. And so I want to just kind of take some time to share with you guys how I personally am able to feel confident that I'm on the right path, to understand which direction I'm in, and hopefully the same kind of technique will work for you guys, and you'll be able to feel that sense of relief and comfort, like, oh, I don't have to be busting my butt every single day because I am already in the right place. And even though there's somewhere that you want to get to, and it's kind of in your hands how quick you get to that place, it is in your hands and it isn't in your hands, because you can't really tell what's going to happen as you go along. Maybe if you push yourself too hard, you're going to blow the entire opportunity, and you need to just take some time to relax and focus on something completely and utterly unrelated to what it is that you're doing. And maybe it's that's going to get you back on the path. You never really know. So, I can't give you a step-by-step formula on how to live your life. That's not something that anybody can do. But what I can do for you, hopefully, is give you kind of a rubric on how to understand if you are close to the right place, or if you're nowhere freaking near it, or if you're pretty much spot on exactly where you're supposed to be. And so just bear with me a little bit with this topic. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna have a little bit of trouble with it, but maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just blow right through it, and I know this whole topic like the back of my hand. But if I don't, please just bear with me. This is really, it's an important video to me, and if you take the time to listen and take this to heart, I guess, and really process it, then it could be very important for you also. So I guess let's get into it. All right. So the way that I am able to tell what my path is in the first place, and some people don't even know that they have a path, right? They don't know any of that stuff. They don't know that there's destiny or fate or whatever, right? But a predestined destination, that just sounds like the best way to say it. People don't know that there's a predestined destination, but there is, and that's, you can get on that. And so the way that I figured out, kind of, I got sneak peeks at what my destination is, even though I could be wrong, I don't know. Life is interesting like that. You don't really know. And this is what I mean, like, just me kind of stumbling and me just kind of like talking in circles a little bit about something, that's going to happen a little bit in this video. And it's not because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, because there's going to be lots and lots of valuable information in this. Just like I said, just bear with me, okay? He's just rambling for a second, and then he's going to find his train of thought, because it's a really difficult conversation to talk about, because anytime you're talking about your own thoughts, I'm sitting here having thoughts with you. I'm going through my own thought processes. And so by doing that, I get all tangled in my own, like, kind of what I'm trying to say. But just hear me out, okay? So, thoughts, right? Thoughts are kind of the basis of who we are. Alright, if you never have had thoughts, if you had no thoughts whatsoever, where do you think you would be? How do you think you would have turned out, I mean, I think even, like, animals have thoughts. Like, if you take one lizard and another lizard and drop them in the same place, in the same climate, with the same food at the same place, one of them might just not want to eat at that moment, and one of them might, and they think on some kind of level, I'm not hungry, I'm not going to eat. And so a person has these, or not just a person, but every single creature, every single being has these thoughts, and these thoughts kind of create what differences them from everybody else. And we're all having so many freaking thoughts, throughout our days, that really nobody's actually the same. Everybody's different. Everybody's a little bit unique, because we've all thought different things. We all think of certain things differently. We all have a different point of view, right? And so to be aware of the thoughts that are going through your mind is the only way that I think you can figure out whether or not you're on the right path, all right? Because at certain times of your life, you're going to be thinking about certain things. And at other times in your life, you're going to be thinking about different things. Say you're 13 years old, you just got out of middle school. What kind of things are you going to be thinking about in that period of your life? You're going to be thinking about high school. You're going to be thinking about maybe girlfriends, thinking about friends, thinking about popularity. You're going to be thinking about just what you're going to do after school. And each of those things, how you decide to act upon those things kind of creates the person that you become. If you want to hang out with a certain group of friends, if you want to take certain classes, if you want to skip certain days of school just because you want to be like Ferris Bueller, whatever it is, we're all thinking of similar things at certain times in our life. It's just the way we act on those thoughts is different, I guess, okay? So there's certain thoughts, right, that go through your head on a daily basis that are just there. So right now, I think this is going to be the easiest way to get to, like, make sense. So right now, wherever you're at in life, I don't care if you're 70 years old, I don't care if you're 20 years old, I don't care if you're 10 years old, okay? Wherever you're at in your life, there's probably a certain thought that keeps coming up, like, on a daily basis. Like, for me, being a 20-year-old who hasn't graduated high school, I'm pretty much constantly thinking about my future. I'm thinking about, whether I want to get my diploma, what I want my career to be. I'm thinking about, what things I actually enjoy, if I'm actually ready to go and get myself a serious committed relationship. I'm thinking of these kinds of things, okay? And so these thoughts that are going through my mind, they are the thing that keeps me on track, okay? Because as I grow up, these thoughts are going to change, okay? And as I work through these thoughts, as I make decisions based on these thoughts, it's going to form me into the person I am, okay? So as these thoughts come up, that's your chance. That's your cue to decide who you are, okay? When you have a certain thought, you can say, no, I don't like, or, I hope you get what I mean. Like, just for example, right, with my thing of going to, of whether or not I should graduate high school and get my diploma, right? I can choose to say yes, or I can choose to say no. And if I choose to say yes to that, then I'm going to have a high school diploma, and very likely at some point in my life, I'm going to end up going to college for music production, or at least I'm going to, do something along the lines college related because I have my high school diploma. Because, if I didn't intend on going to college, there's no reason I would care to get my high school diploma. And if I choose not to go to high school, then I had better figure something else out, and that's going to be, who I am, okay? And so, these thoughts, they guide you throughout your life. They keep you on path, they keep you on course, and they keep you headed in the right direction. So, it's not should I drop out of school or should I graduate school? It's which one do I want to do? Because no matter which one I choose, I'm still creating the person that I am. That's what free will is. We get to choose, how we want to live. We get to choose what kind of person we want to be. Now, one of those directions, I don't know which one, I can't tell you, and in your situation, I can't tell you which one, but one of these situations, one of these directions is going to be the direction that is predestined, the one that's supposed to happen, because I can't make both of these choices, and I can't make neither of these choices. I have to choose one of them. Am I going to graduate or am I not going to graduate? I have to pick. And you probably have something going on in your life that's similar, where it's something that can't be avoided, it's on its way, and you kind of have to pick which way you're going. And when this happens, you choose, okay? And as you choose, your life is going to do one of two things. It's going to either improve or it's going to get worse. And there's lots of ways life can improve and get worse. It doesn't need to be financially. It doesn't need to be happiness. It doesn't need to be knowledge. Yet it could be any of those three things in another 150 categories, that actually makes your life better. So as you make choices, the quality of your lifestyle should improve. You should make choices in order to create a better life for yourself. If you directly, and before I get to that, as you're making these choices that, are affecting you in a certain way, say that you can tell that you obviously made the choice, that the choice you made was wrong, like a bad relationship or something like that, then you can correct that. You can do certain things to correct that mistake. You can, break up with the chick and go find another chick or whatever it is in your situation, But at the end of the day, you get to choose which one you want to do. And so if your lifestyle is declining, if your life is getting worse and worse and worse, and you just kind of allow it to keep getting worse, if it's a relationship, someone that you clearly shouldn't be with, who's making you unhappy and reducing the quality of your lifestyle, and you're just like, screw it, I'm just gonna stay with them, you're literally sabotaging your own life. Like, not only are you sabotaging your own life, but your predestined destination, you're going off of course slowly. And I mean, assume this is your course. Here, I'm going to put it vertically. Assume this is your course, right? So it's like, I don't know, where I'll just make it the size of the whole screen. Okay, so assume that this is your course, right? And so if you're down here right at the bottom, and, you could go, oh my gosh, it's impossible for me to do this, but, yeah, if you just go straight to the destination, that would be perfect. That you never made a single wrong choice in your whole entire life. That's what that means. Now, maybe you go a little bit off in this direction, or you go a little bit off in this direction, based on, a million different factors, right? Now, if you go off this direction this far, then you can, recorrect in about this much time. So if this is your whole entire lifespan, right, 80 years of time, and you go off of course for, what is that, maybe 20 years, that looks about a quarter, 20 years of time, then it's probably going to take about 20 years to get back. And there's a saying, it takes twice as long to correct a bad habit as it created to make it. So maybe that's not even true. Maybe if you are 20 years off of where you're supposed to go, then maybe it takes 40 years to get back to where you're supposed to be, and you're going to have to make all the right choices until you're 60 in order to still reach the destination that God planned for you, that the universe planned for you, that you basically planned for yourself, that you're supposed to have, okay? And so, that's just like a grand scheme scale. Obviously, nobody's ever going to get 20 years away from their, destination. I don't think that would ever happen. But my point is, as you veer away from your destination by making the wrong choices when these thoughts, are going through your head, then it's going to decrease the quality of your lifestyle, and you're going to have to work your way back onto path if you want to receive the benefits that are predestined. But if you don't want to receive those benefits, if you for some reason just want to sabotage your own life, then you can do that too. You can just go all the way whichever direction you please. Like, you're able to do that. Sorry, give me just a second. I'm gonna turn this phone off. I'm sure it's annoying. Okay, and so, there's this thing. Some of you might know about it, okay? It's called overthinking. Have you guys heard of that before? Yeah, I guarantee at least some of you have heard of overthinking. And so, overthinking, it's you recognize these choices, and you recognize them so intently, and you try to make the correct decision so intently that every single event that unfolds in your entire lifetime, you look as a way to either, get onto path or stay on your path or get off of your path. And so the thing that overthinkers need to know is that, if you want to stay on path, if you want to do the right thing, then you're going to, for all of these small things that don't matter, like, whether or not I should say cuss words on my YouTube channel, something like that. Like, that, it's not important. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really determine whether or not I'm going to, it's basically taking something that doesn't exist and making it into something big, based exactly on right choice and wrong choice, like, if you're walking through the store, alright, and you know that you need to get breakfast, lunch, and dinner, alright, but you really, really like breakfast, like, breakfast's your favorite, so you get a whole bunch of breakfast stuff, a bunch of good sugary stuff and stuff like that, and so you don't have a whole lot of money left in order to get lunch and dinner, right? So then you're like, someone who's overthinking, they might be like, I need to get rid of some of this breakfast stuff so that I can get the lunch stuff that I need, so that I'm going to be able to be healthy, so that I'm going to be able to eat enough and spend the right amount of money on the right things and keep my diet right. And it's like, that's just too overboard. That's not what's really important in life. What's really important in life are maybe like 10 like major points in your whole 80 years. And just so long as you make those 10 choices right, then you're going to be fine. And you can even mess up 3 of those choices, and if you make the other 6 choices right, then you're still going to be fine. Okay? And so that's kind of how you're able to understand where you're at and where you're headed, okay? And whether or not you're on the right path or not, alright? And so it's just like, I'm going to give you a personal example. I'm hoping that you'll be able to relate with me a little bit, okay? And so, I'll be just like sitting in my car, just driving somewhere, not doing much, just thinking. And certain thoughts will come into my mind, like, you should make a YouTube video. Just like it did with this one. And so I can be like, nah, I'm good. I'm not gonna make it. And that's clearly off of my path. Like, it's easy for me to tell, because doing this makes me happy. It improves the quality of my life in a million ways. And so if I chose to just not do it, then I know personally that is moving slightly off of my path. YouTube is something that's somewhat important for me for a lot of reasons. Not all of which need to be listed at this moment. But now the thing is, if I choose yes, I do want to make this video, then there's a couple ways I can go about making that video. I can't just click play and expect it to happen. That doesn't work. Not for me, at least. Maybe for some people it does. But I have to think about the topic. I have to figure out what kind of video I want to make. So I have to invest my own time towards thinking about what kind of video I want to make, how I'm going to make it, how to make it make as much sense as possible, and stuff like that, you know? And so thought is an ongoing thing. You don't stop thinking for a second. It doesn't happen. I mean, even while you're meditating, you may convince yourself that you're not thinking, but that's not the case. You're thinking about not thinking, and so on and so forth. It's an unlimited layer. You can't actually just stop thinking. At all times, there's some kind of thought going on, okay? And so, my point with that is, if you invest your thought, if you direct your thought towards doing the thing that you want to do, then you can be very, very, very certain that you are on course, because you are putting your own time, your own effort into creating the things that you're supposed to be creating, and then the only thing that's left to do is actually create it. Actually click play on the YouTube channel. After you've had the whole thought, after you've dedicated enough time of thinking towards doing the right thing, then all you have to do is go and do it. You can't just go and do something and expect it to happen. And you can't just do something and then think about it later and have it work out well. That's not how it works. You have to think about it, and, well, I don't know. I'm just getting too deep with it now. So I'm just going to drop that part of the topic right here. But I hope that made like enough sense. You know, if you're putting your thought towards creating a better lifestyle and you're actually acting upon those thoughts, then you're on the right path. You're doing the right thing. That's all you got to do. You know, there's going to be something that is impending coming your direction within a couple of years. No matter if you're 50, 70, 30, 20, or 10, within 10 years, there's going to be something that happens in your life that you can't hide, that you can't run away from. It's coming. And just so long as you are directing your thoughts towards doing the right thing, to making the right choice, then, you know, you're gonna be on the right path. And again, the way that you decide what the right choice is does it create a better life for you? Does it, as far as you know, create a better life for you? Because, you know, we're not all-knowing beings. We don't know for sure which way is the right way, and we don't know which way is the wrong way. But just so long as you are doing your best, as long as you are actually trying and putting a lot of effort into doing what you're supposed to be doing, then that's all you need to do. You know, it's just like, just so long as you do your best, just like that phrase, just do your best. If you're just doing your best, then you're going to be able, you're doing good enough. Doing your best is good enough. It always is. You know, if you're doing your best in school, then your teachers are going to be happy and they're going to want to help you. If you're doing your best at work, you're going to get raises. If you're doing your best at driving, then you're going to make you're going to make traffic run well, and people are going to, you know, feel at ease while they're driving next to you. They're going to be good. They're going to be able to, traffic is going to flow well, okay? And so, like, I'm just trying to take a second to kind of calm down a little bit, because I'm speaking a little too fast for my mind to keep up with what I'm saying. So give me just a second to let my mind buffer. So yeah, you know, if you are trying your hardest to get to the best place you can possibly get to in your life, that's all you can do. Just so long as you're trying to do that, then you know that you're going the right direction. Sometimes you may slip, sometimes you may slide, but just so long as that one thing happens, then you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. Because even if you mess up one of the big things just by blind luck, you're gonna recognize that you messed up, right? You're gonna own up to it, you know? Take responsibility for your failures, for your actions, and turn that around, and take the time to redirect your life and become what you're supposed to become, you know? And so even if you mess one thing up, that thing that you messed up is going to, in return, teach you how to not mess up on that thing again, okay? And so just by messing up, you're actually learning the one lesson that you need in order to succeed further on in your life, okay? So making mistakes, making the wrong choice is not going to necessarily screw you ever. Not even not necessarily, it's not. Making the wrong choice is not going to screw you from reaching your full potential. The only thing is that you recognize that you are trying to make the right choice, alright? If you are trying to make the right choice and it turns out that it's the wrong choice, then you had better learn a lesson from that, and then if you apply that lesson to the rest of your life, then you're still on course, you're still going the right direction. Does that make sense? And so if you do that, then you can be sure that you're in the right place, okay? Now, to see if you're wavering, if you're getting further from your goal, the way that comes across is you don't feel happy. You don't feel happy. You feel you don't have money. You don't have good relationships. You don't, that's the kind of things, like, the people you hang out with, the people that you spend your time with, that's a very important thing. And me personally, I've spent a lot of time with the wrong people. And so being with the wrong people, your quality of life decreases. They just suck from you. They just absolutely drain the quality of life from you. And you can tell that that's happening. And so you need to get away from those people and switch on to the right direction, okay? That's your warning. Anytime that your quality of life is decreasing, anytime you're absolutely feeling crappy, like if you feel like it's all lost, like there's no chance, like I've felt like this before, so don't think I'm just like singling you out and just talking to you like some kind of crazy person right now. I've actually felt this exact same way. Like, you're so freaking far away from the goal that there's no way you'll ever make it to where you're supposed to be because you've just made too many mistakes, and you start feeling suicidal. You start feeling like, I don't think that it's worth living. Because me personally, the reason I'm here above all else, maybe I want to have fun, maybe I want to meet cool people, maybe I want to whatever, but the one thing that I'm actually here for is to become a better, to experience life and learn from it and become a better person from it. And by becoming a better person, by living life, a lot of those things will be passed down, Other people will recognize the effort that I put in, and they will take from that, and they will be able to live their lives, better simply because I tried to. Crap, I just totally lost my train of thought, guys. Let me see if I can take it back a little bit before I just totally scratch the video and start over on a later date. So, like, yeah, I don't know, maybe that's all I needed to say for that part, but just like, if you are starting to feel helpless, if you're starting to feel suicidal, if you're starting to feel like you're not in the right place, literally, then you're probably not. You're probably, your emotions, your body, your mind, they speak to you in a certain kind of way. I've made videos about it, if you want to go check them out. But, like, you will be able to tell if you're not in the right place because you're going to feel like you're not in the right place. You're going to feel like you should be happier. You're going to feel like you should know people who are good. You're going to feel like you should know, and this is just your compass. It's just, it directs you back onto path. Once you're on path, then you can throw the compass out the frickin' window, because all you need to do once you're on path is make the right choices. Try your hardest. Try your hardest to make the right choices, and so that's kind of it for the video. That's really all I gotta say. Hopefully I didn't stumble too much, and hopefully it makes sense, but, the only other thing is if you just give up completely, if you're just like, screw it, I don't care to, have the blessings God makes for me, I don't care to have the things that I deserve to have, I don't care to be happy, and I don't care to be surrounded with the people who actually I'm supposed to meet in this life and are supposed to care about me. If you actually make that decision and decide to just walk down a completely wrong, utterly wrong route, then that's not even bad. I have absolute insane respect for someone who is able to do that, because if you're able to do that, then you're going to learn a variety of lessons that you never even imagined that you would have learned in this lifetime. You're going to learn a million things, but the side effect, the consequence of a lifestyle like that is it's not going to be fun. It's going to suck. A lot of it is going to suck, because each of us were made in a certain kind of way. Depending on various things, various personalities and characters, there's a certain kind of life that you want to live. There's a certain kind of people you want to be around, and there's a certain kind of, path that you're kind of on, that you're kind of stuck to, alright? And if you choose to abandon that path, then it's going to suck. It's going to be painful, because you're actually made to be on this path. You're made. Every single freaking fiber in your entire body, the way that your mind works, it's made to be on this path, alright? So if you decide that you don't want to be on this path, then I will pray for you, because I don't even know. That would probably absolutely be terrible. But at the same time, I still have a lot of respect for somebody who does that, just because you're willing to basically make life a living hell for yourself, for your own ulterior reasons. And some people may say that's ignorant, some people may say that's foolish, but there's a reason you have free will, and you're able to you're able to use your free will however you want to use it, and no matter what, I respect your choices. And so yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you want to be on path, if you want to follow your predestined path and have the things that you're meant to have in this life, you really just gotta try. And the way that you'll know that you have to do more than try is if you don't like the way your life is. If you don't like the way your life is, then you have to make a lot of adjustments. Or maybe not a lot, maybe just one, maybe just a couple, maybe several, maybe a lot. And if you have to make these adjustments to your life, then you're going to be able to work your way back onto the path until you're going straight, and you're going to still be able to get all of the things that you want to have. But I don't want to say that you can make a million mistakes and you'll still make it to where you want to go. It's very possible that each and every single one of the mistakes you make reduces the amount of rewards that you're going to get, the amount of benefits that you're going to get. And if you were able to make every single possible right choice, then I'm sure that the benefits would be much, much greater. That just logically makes sense. Now, the whole idea of a predetermined future, predetermined destiny, you can honestly just forget about that and kick that out of the window, because there's no way any of us will ever know what our predetermined destiny is. The only thing that matters is that you deserve a good life, and if you want that good life, then you gotta work for it. You gotta do the things that you're supposed to do in order to create that life for yourself. And you're going to intuitively, just naturally, just instinctually know when you're making the right choices versus the wrong choices. And if you make a wrong choice and you deny that you made the wrong choice, then you're going to get further from the path, and further and further and further and further. And so you got to figure out where you want to be. Are you okay with settling for less? Are you okay? If you're already happy. Me, for example. I could live under a bridge my whole life, eat the most crappy food in the world, and still be happy, simply because I'm happy I'm alive. I'm glad that I was given the opportunity to live. So however I have to live it, I'm going to live it. Alright? And so that, other people with that mind state, they don't need to follow their path. They don't need to, because they have their own joy, their own happiness inside of them. And the people who have that, they may be okay with settling for less. But me, being somebody who has that, I'm going to tell you right now that I want all the rewards that I can have. And if you don't want all the rewards that you can have, then, you know, I mean, I guess I understand it to a certain degree, but at the same time, it's like, following your path, it's important for more than just the idea of living a good life. Because if you follow your path, then you're going to affect other people also. If you don't follow your path, then you're going to affect other people negatively. But if you do follow your path, then you're going to affect other people positively. You're going to create for yourself a legacy that could potentially be remembered for hundreds, if not thousands of years, just so long as you follow your path. And so that's something that I kind of want, you know? I mean, yes, I want to be happy above all, but luckily I have happiness. I am happy simply because of the fact that I get to live. But I do want more. Just being human, I do want more. I don't want to just be happy. I want to be abundantly overjoyed and overflowed with riches and wealth. Now, if that's ever going to happen, I don't know. But my greatest chance of getting all of those rewards is to stay on my path, to do everything I can, or to try my hardest to be the best person I can, follow my path, and make as good of an influence on other people as possible, or as bad of an influence on people as possible in certain people's case, because it's not always bad to make a bad influence on other people. I know that probably made no sense to the most of you, but I don't know, I could make a whole nother video on that topic. Probably won't, because it would just piss a lot of people off. But anyways, that's all that I have for this video, guys. Hopefully you got enough out of it to understand where you're at, to understand, you know, that it's not worth worrying about being on the path if you're trying your hardest. You know, it's not. If you are trying your hardest, don't worry about being on your path. You're gonna be fine. Alright? Now, if you know consciously that you've made choices that have taken you off of the path you're supposed to be on, then you need to try and revert those. You can't just be stubborn and just act like you made the right choice when everybody and your damn self knows that you made the wrong choice. Because you may not know before, right? Beforehand, you don't know if it's the right choice. But after you make the choice, it's going to become very, very evidently clear whether or not you made the right choice. And so, you know, if you know you've made the wrong choice, then you have to work your way back onto the path, alright? And, you know, I think that's pretty much it. Maybe. And then the last thing is, if you're too far gone, you know, if you've spent the past 70 years and you're like 83 years old and you've spent the last 70 years of your life just making all the wrong choices, then maybe you're too far gone, right? Maybe there's no way you can ever get onto the path. So at a certain point, you're cut. You won't ever, ever, ever get those benefits. It's not going to happen. So you do have a certain amount of time in your life to make the right choices. And I would go as far as to say you have the first 40 years of your life to prepare yourself for the second 40. If you live the first 40 years of your life in a good way, according to your life's design and the path God or the universe has made for you, then the next 40 years of your life is going to be great, you know. And then obviously all the way through that it would vary. Say you live only 10 years of your life good, then, you know, you're only going to get some of the benefits. If you live 30 years of your life good, you're going to get most of the benefits, but you're going to miss the one thing that you really actually wanted. If you live all 80 years of your life good, then not only are you going to have the abundance, but the last 40 years of your life is going to be spent leaving some kind of a legacy behind for others to follow, you know. And so, you know, I could kind of continue on this endless circle on how being on your path works and how it helps other people and forever, you know. I could stay on this topic for another hour and a half, but as with all my videos, I've given you enough information to take the time to think about this, to, you know, like I said, with me deciding to make this video, I had to think, I had to put my own time and effort into figuring out how to make this video. Now, if you take that same 30 minutes of time into understanding what it is that I'm saying, maybe 2 hours of time if it's that confusing, hopefully not, then, you know, you're gonna hopefully be able to get a lot out of this video. You're going to be able to figure out where it is on your path, anything that you need to change in order to get back on your path, and you may even just figure out what your path is, what your purpose is, what you're supposed to be doing, and so on and so forth. So that's everything, guys. I hope that you take this information to heart. I hope that you use it, but at the end of the day, even if you don't, even if you didn't like the video, even if you stopped it halfway through because it was too long, you know, I appreciate you guys being here anyways. I appreciate you taking the time to support me, support my channel, and to just feed your mind however much you did. So thank you guys. That's everything. I will catch you guys in the next video, and I hope you have a great afternoon, evening, morning, or there's gotta be something else. Afternoon, evening, morning, night. I don't know, but have a good all of those wherever you are, in whatever country, city, world, in whatever time that you're listening to this video. I hope you have a great whichever one of those things that you are currently experiencing. Alrighty, guys. See you later. Peace out.